morning, guys. We got a couple things we gotta do today. We gotta feed the horses and goats. We gotta clean the chicken coop. We gotta do some small things around the farm. So let's get to it. Well, I'm a bit late today feeding, and I can already tell. They're all up here waiting for their grain. They won't die of it. Yeah, they're definitely like, hey, where you been? Hello. Hi, honey. Well, that's a gross thing you're snacking on. Didn't think horse manure was that tasty. Grodies. During the winter, we do burn quite a bit of wood. We have our house that is partially heated and our shop that's fully heated by wood stove. So what comes with that is a lot of ashes. We keep all the ashes. We'll simultaneously spread some in the garden, but we'll mostly keep a bunch because it's really good, very nutrient dense for plants. And in the chicken coop, we also use it. Once we're done cleaning the chicken coop, we lay it down and it kind of acts as like a antibacterial. It's good for them. We'll put completely separate containers and we'll fill it up with the ashes, and so they have something to roll in the winter time. And it's good for them, good for their skin, good for pests, and it helps them stay clean. And it also helps our garden stay healthy. As of right now, we don't have running water in the system. I don't believe we actually ever will have any kind of running water here. So we just take these little water totes and we go to a water pump that we have outside and we just fill them up that way. And for them it works. So yeah, there's no need to run another line here. We'd rather just save that money and that expense to run a line to the new barn we're hoping to build.
hydrant is super helpful for us. It definitely is a lot nicer than having to go all the way to the house with a bunch of long hoses to be able to fill up the water. It's nice for the garden as well. We could just go right from here, fill up these totes, let them get a nice temperature in the sun, and then give it to the garden. We prefer not to give our garden ice cold water. It's not the best for it. So yeah, it's nice we have these 2 totes there. We have a pump we bring from the house, and then we water it that way. It tends to stay a lot warmer in here because it's insulated and because of all the birds in here. And so hopefully, it happens sometimes, it does freeze and I'll have to throw the heat in here to get them to thaw out. But for the majority of the time they do stay thawed out, so then we have easy access to water for them. I can refill it 3 to 4 times before I need to go for another load. And that lasts a little while for the chickens. Alright, now that I got all their waters in, they have enough water there for a little while. Probably gonna have to clean up the chicken coop. It looks kinda like it's time. When my husband made the roosting bars, he made it so that we can lift them. So it has hinges connected to the wall, and we have an anchor in the ceiling, so it makes it a lot easier to clean up. You don't have to move around the bars. You just grab the stool, lift up the thing, connect it to the roof, and then you can clean these. Unless your kitties want to go in there. Alright, so I'm ready to go. Well, that door's frozen shut, so let's try and chisel it out, I guess. Nice. Well, I was worried for a second there it wasn't going to open, but yeah, I just had a bunch of ice stuck on the bottom of the door. Just because of humidity, the chickens being here, and the fact that we have that usually closed off. It's like kind of like an insulated tarp we have, but it's all ripped up, so we just use it in here because if the chickens destroy it, it doesn't really matter. So I guess just on the window there with the condensation and everything, just froze up. Just take a little bit of arm grease. Yeah, emptying out their food. It's pretty much just full of dirt and straw and everything kind of mixed in there for sure manure. So at this point, yeah, we just empty everything out. We clean their water out. We clean all our nesting boxes out, just to
make sure it's a clean slate every single time. Usually what we do is we do the layering bedding method. We just put down straw over and over and over so it builds and builds and builds, and it makes it a whole lot easier to clean up. Then when you have to clean it up, it's all just compact. You just lift it up and it's a nice scoop, so you don't have to worry about all a bunch of little stuff falling everywhere. And for the majority of it, you can just do it with pitchfork. It is definitely not my favorite job to do, but it's very important as it needs to get done in order to keep the chickens healthy and happy and make sure that there's a little bit more cleanliness, you know, in the chicken coop, because over winter it can build up in here, and then it creates quite a smell. So we just figured if we do the deep bedding method, but then after a couple layers, just clean it out, throw it on the pile. It creates good compost for us, and it keeps the chicken coop clean and lacking of, you know, that chicken coop smell. Well, that very much would have sucked, but good thing I saved it. Well, I guess it's getting dumped right here then. That snow is rock hard. Yeah, no, that's not happening. While I'm doing this though, my husband is going to go feed a bale, so we will flash forward to that. No, all that I can taste is ashes. Look real. So for their beds, we use a much finer, I don't know if you can tell, a finer kind of straw to bed them down. They come in these compact bags, so there actually is quite a bit in here, and it's nice so you can get a good clump out of it. When we are cleaning, we make sure to turn on the fan that we have up there, because it gets super dusty in here with the hay and the ashes and just cleaning up and disturbing the dust. So just to be able to breathe better. All right, just like that, it's done. Everything's clean in here, nice and dry, fresh fed. They got water. Now we can move on. that's all for the video today. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.